It's Friday. It's Friday, and you know where I stand. I stand with Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu didn't come out and do a press conference with Kamala Harris, and I'm glad he didn't. Hey, Israel. Hey, Jewish voters here in America. They're still trying to push a two-state solution. You can't have a state full of terrorists living beside you. And I'm so glad Benjamin Netanyahu did not come out with her yesterday and do a press conference, because she said trash like this.
With the Prime Minister, my serious concern about the scale of human suffering in Gaza, including the death of far too many innocent civilians. And I made clear my serious concern about the dire humanitarian situation there, with over 2 million people facing high levels of food insecurity, and 500,000 people facing catastrophic levels of acute food insecurity. What has happened in Gaza over the past 9 months is devastating. The images of dead children and desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety, sometimes displaced for the second, third, or fourth time. We cannot look away in the face of these tragedies. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent. Thanks to the leadership of our President, Joe Biden, there is a deal on the table for a ceasefire and a hostage deal. And it is important that we recall what the deal involves. A withdrawal of the Israeli military from population centers in Gaza. In the second phase, the Israeli military would withdraw from Gaza entirely, and it would lead to a permanent end to the hostilities. It is time for this war to end, and end in a way where Israel is secure, all the hostages are released, the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can exercise their right to freedom, dignity, and self-determination. And as I just told Prime Minister Netanyahu, it is time to get this deal done. So to everyone who has been calling for a ceasefire, and to everyone who yearns for peace, I see you and I hear you. Let's get the deal done so we can get a ceasefire to end the war. Let's bring the hostages home, and let's provide much-needed relief to the Palestinian people. And ultimately, I remain committed to a path forward that can lead to a two-state solution.
Is this woman crazy? Is this woman literally crazy? I want to talk about the innocent civilians in Gaza and how that's called when you hide weapons and bombs amongst the civilian population. That happens. That literally happens when you do that. So I don't have, you don't care about the deaths in Gaza. No, I don't. I don't care. Let's get to a topic that I think Republicans have been struggling with but didn't want to say. What is the standards for these precious independents to get mad at Democrats? Every time we hear Donald Trump can't say that, the independents ain't gonna like it. The Republicans can't say that, the independents ain't gonna like it. You can't call her heels up Harris. The independents aren't gonna like it. What will the independents not like about Democrats? How come it always seems every election when we're talking about independents, it's always what they're not going to like about what Republicans do, while Democrats lie, burn, loot, cause destruction and chaos, and nobody says whether or not the independents are going to support them. The independents aren't going to like that. The independents aren't going to like that. My question, what don't they like about the Democrats? Why don't we ever hear about the independents and the Democrats? Let me give you a little history, shall we? 2012, Mitt Romney won independents by a bigger number than Barack Obama. Did we have President Romney? No. Mitt Romney lost his base. The Republican base didn't turn out for Mitt Romney. All right. But why are we as Republicans always being told about watch what we do, watch what we say because of independence, watch what we do, watch what we say because of independence, watch what we do, watch what we say because of independence? And Democrats are never worried or bothered whether or not they offend or what they do offend independents. Could it be these are liberal independents? And the only reason why they calling themselves independent because they're ashamed of the Democrat Party, and they know with that name comes the stigma of what they're doing. So they're going to vote Democrat. They're going to still support a Democrat. They just don't want you to know they're that stupid. And great news, more and more prominent black officials are saying, no, we're not voting for Kamala Harris. No, I'm not talking about the ones you see on CNN, MSNBC, because they're all in for Kamala. I'm talking about social influencers. More and more people coming out saying, Kamala Harris ain't never identified as black. No, Kamala Harris is nothing for people to look up to. She's nothing for our women to look up to. She slept her way to the top. As I told you, heels, 2 heels, the arrow up, money, Harris. Heels up, Harris. Heels up for money, Harris. And a lot of black folk are like, I'm not voting for her. And yes, it's a lot of black women I'm seeing saying that too. So I'm not going to sit here and say, black people, no, I'm not going to sit there and say that. It's good to see that some are saying no, and a lot more than what even I thought. Hey, maybe black folk really are sick and tired, and this economy broke us to the point the way you can talk all you want. And I mean, no one's calling them sellouts or coons or house. No. These are pro-blacks that are like, no Kamala.